What'd you say? 50 watts for $50 plus temperature control? Come on. Hey, this is Ken for the Information Nation, bringing you some more stuff. That's right, I'm bringing you more stuff. You know, I told you in the past, prices would start coming down. And prices are coming down. This is not going to be a full review. This is just going to be some, just me yakking a little bit. But one of the things that I want to yak about is this Mini V3 or VF. Mini VF. This one. Now, I got this mod. This was sent to me by my buddy Johnny English, who does Vapor Watch. He's done a full review on this. And he asked me if I'd like to try it and give it, see what I think about it. He ain't getting it back. Too bad, John. He told me I could have it. He's a great guy. But anyhow, I wanted to try temperature control. A lot of you know that because I ordered the IPv4, and guess what? We're still waiting for that. I don't know where they're getting it. Maybe they're waiting for the Martians to come down in September and drop them off. I have no idea what they ever did with the VF4 from Pioneer 4U or whatever the heck they call themselves. But they're beginning to piss me off. I won't cancel it because I got it at an outstanding price on pre-order, so I'll just sit back and wait. The money's gone. It's already spent. So I'll just wait. And sooner or later, I'm going to get pissed. But anyhow, he sent me this, and I said, well, I'm going to give it a try because I've always wanted to try temperature control. I've heard so much about it because I do have a tendency to really get on, especially my RSSTs. I get on them pretty hard, and I end up burning the coil or burning the cotton. And you can do that relatively quick with an RSST, mainly because of the fact that the coil is up here. Let me give you show you what I got there. There's the coil. It's up on the top, so the liquid has to go all the way up. Well, you start puffing on this, and before you know it, you've got the coil. The cotton is dry because this doesn't keep up, and then you start getting a lot of dry hits, a lot of burnt hits. So I thought, well, I'm going to try this. So I've got this set right now at 40 watts, 400 degrees, and it's a 0.08 ohm build. And it's not exactly the premier build that you would get if you bought some pre-made coils like from Kanga or that, but it's not a bad coil. It's not a bad coil, so let's give it a hit. Now that's some of the best flavor that I've ever gotten out of an RSST, and they do put out some really good flavor. Now, one of the things you've got to understand about temperature control, as your coil or as your cotton, your wick starts drying out, what it does is it starts dropping the voltage or the wattage. Like on this one here, I'm pumping it at 40 watts. So let's take a look at this coil because I've been hitting it pretty darn good here. So let's get rid of the autofocus and we'll focus this in. Now you can watch what happens when I hit the button. Watch the wattage. See how it drops down? It stops you from burning that coil because it senses that it's not wet anymore. You don't have a damp coil in there. You've got a dry coil, so it starts dropping the wattage down, which saves you from getting that burnt taste. I'll tell you. I have vaped this coil and this wick completely dry and have not gotten a burnt hit yet. So I am very impressed with temperature control. Is this the best device out there? I don't know. But I do know one thing. It works. And for $50, what the heck? You go out and buy a DNA 40 device or DNAR 40 device, whatever the hell they're calling them today, and you're talking close to $200. This is $50. $50. You find it on a website called GearBest. Now, I've never personally used it, so I am not touting how great they are or anything else. Other reviewers that have used them, they're satisfied with them. They come right out of China, so it might take a little longer to get it, but if you can, instead of spending $200, spend $50, or instead of spending, matter of fact, I don't even know what these are selling for on the regular market. I'll be talking about these later, not today, but next couple of videos. These I know are $65 or $60, $60 or $65. This is the Invader Mini. This also has temperature control in it. So you may be interested in that, gearbest.com. And like I said, I know other reviewers that have used it, and they're quite satisfied with them. One of the neat little features with this is it comes with a flashlight. And you push the up and down buttons together, and the light comes on. It's kind of like a refrigerator, you know. You open the door and the light comes on. It's great for vaping at night when you want to scare the kids. You want to just scare the kiddies. Isn't that great? And if you hold them down again, it flashes. Now, some of you may say, well, what's the use of that? You hold them down again, you can turn it off. What's the use of that? I would say, hey, if you happen to be out at night sometime, it's dark, you know, in a parking lot or something, you got a flashlight with you. Other than that, I can't see the overall use in it. But, hey, it was something that they thought of. They threw it in there, and like I say, it's for $50. And if you don't vape, you could buy it anyhow and spend $50 for a flashlight. It's relatively bright, so I wouldn't get too concerned about that. The other thing is it takes an 18650 battery. Use high drain batteries in there. Goes in the bottom. One of the things that I really don't like about this is where the battery goes, right here, and there's a slot. So you need a screwdriver or a key or something to break it loose to swap your batteries out. They do make, not for this, but I have noticed there are people that have stuff like this where you flip a little thing out and it comes out and you can just unscrew them by hand. Why they didn't do that, I don't know. I'm not real happy with this. Even this on the Mini Invader, you can take the battery out of here just by turning this area here. We'll talk more about that later. The other thing that I found with this is the 510 is a little bit janky. And what I mean by that is, when I first got it, I had been vaping my Kanger Mini. And I had it, oh, look at that. They match. I had been doing that on the iStick 50. And I decided, well, I threw a battery in there. I threw it on there, and it said that there was a short. I go, wait a minute, what do you mean there's a short? It's not in its shorts. It's got a pair of pants on. Vape the damn thing. What I found out I had to do, and I had to do it with this too, is I had to turn just turn the Addy a little bit, and all of a sudden it could read it, and I had no problems with it. Had absolutely no problems from there on. So it's a little bit touchy on that. Other than that, it fits. It's kind of like a, whatever you call that darn thing, the flask. It's got the nice curve. It fits nice in your hand. You can fire it from either side. Works real well. So anyhow, not a bad little device. Not a bad little device. And like I say, the price is right for $50. Now you can spend $200 on a DNA 40. That's up to you. You got the money, go ahead. Hey, a lot of people would rather drive a Bentley than drive a Chevy, but personally, I look at it like this. They both do the same thing. They get you to the same place. Doing it the same way. 4 tires on the ground. This controls temperature, and that's what I wanted to try. And it seems to do it fairly nicely. They give you a very extremely detailed manual with it. That's it. That's the entire manual on one side. So don't go crazy about it. The manual says that this goes from 1.0 all the way down to 0.09 ohms in temperature mode, and variable mode from 0.15 to 2.0 ohms. Temperature goes from 200 to 600 degrees. It goes up to 50 watts. Takes a single 18650 battery. It's aluminum. Like I say, it's for $50. I'm not expecting the world to end. But then again, you know me. Hey, this has been Ken for the Information Nation. This has been my opinion, and I'm glad you could tune in for more stuff. Hey, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and remember, in the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? Hey, have a great day.